Welcome to Fresh Fitness Lunch Hour class. We're going to be needing a backpack. We'll do an EMOM type of a workout. It's going to be 1 minute for 4 movements, and then we'll take a minute break through that. But before we start, we're going to get going on our warm-up. Make sure you have enough space. Alrighty, and we'll start in about another 30 seconds just to kind of get everybody set up. Good. And if you have your space, you're ready to go. We're going to start our timer. 30 seconds for each warm-up mobility movement, and then we'll round through that for about twice. Alrighty? Ready in 3, 2, 1. Let's start with your lateral shuffle and touch. Bring that knee up high if you can, touching both hands onto the floor. Breathe. So from the side, I want to sit into my heel so my feet stays flat on the floor. Okay, shuffle, drive with the arms, knees up, touch. Good. 3, 2, and then we're going to go right side only. We're going to do a lunge clock. So right leg forward to the forward lunge. We're going to go 45 degrees next. Right leg lateral. Then we're going to pivot to the 45 degree towards your right, and then pivot towards the back lunge, and done. All right, so we're going to go into the left foot forward and lunge, left foot 45 degrees, left foot lateral, left foot pivot to that 45 degree to the back, and then left foot, reverse lunge, and pivot back. All right, next one, we're gonna do your high knees. Bringing that knee up high. Here is a modification if the jumping is too much, okay? Bringing it up, nice, breathe, good. So we're gonna go about 30 seconds here again. There's your other option. Staying nice and tall. Brace position from the side. I don't want to be sticking my bum back or leaning back. Okay, we want to stay nice and tall. And now we're going to go into our butt kicks. Right? This is the position we want. And then you can add a little bit more speed with some hand drives if you want. Okay, from the side. Ideally, I want to get my heel to touch the bum. Okay, I'm going to go side to side. Or I'm going to stay in place. Again, staying tall. Brace position. Breathing right through it. Nice. Good work, gang. Keep at it. You have 5 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go into your lateral shuffle again. Touch. Big step if you need it. Both hands touch, either on the outside or on the inside. But make sure that that chest stays tall. Hip goes down into it to really get into that cycle through. Right? Perfect. Good. Keep going. I'm going to set that next timer up. Good. Couple more. Get that bum down. Chest stays up. Perfect. And done. Get ready to go into your lunge clock. And right foot first. Right foot forward. Good. Right foot at the 45 degrees. Lateral on that right foot. We're going to pivot on the back. So this is what it's going to look like when I pivot. Feet together and then straight up right behind. Alrighty? So I'm going to start with my left leg forward now. 45 degrees. Lateral. We're going to pivot 45 degrees to the back, and then we're going to pivot 90 degrees, 180 degrees to the back. And then let's get back into our high knees. Good. Catch your breath, and then we'll do a little bit of mobility after this. Okay? Stay tall. Get that core braced. Good. We're picking up the foot. Okay, we're picking up that foot. We're not just letting it happen. Nice. Good, stay tall. Drive with the hands. Good. You can come down into your fast feet if you want, or you can stay up tall. Good. 5 seconds to go, and then we're gonna go into our butt kicks. Okay? 3, 2, 1, and let's go into your butt kick. So again, this is your modified. Here's your fast one. You can stay nice and tall. You can go side to side, right? Making sure that we're picking up that foot to wake up that hamstring, right? That's the position we want to be up. We're shifting that weight to the other foot. You can go straight up as well. Here, okay, that's what we're looking for. You can get the arms to drive through. Good. Nice work, ladies and gents. Good. Nice and tall. And done. So let's go into your up, down dog spiders. Okay. So it's going to be up dog, down dog, right foot, spider reach up, left foot, spider reach up. And then we're going to walk that hand towards the feet, come back up, and again, rolling that shoulder, touching that toe, walk into your tall plank, right foot, reach up, other side, perfect. And then we're gonna move up one more time. So I want you to do 2 more of that one. So when we're in that tall plank position, make sure that that shoulder is active on the floor. We don't want to be sinking in, right? As we drive that 1 foot forward, I want to drop into that hip, get that nice stretch, drive it forward right before I reach up. And then same thing when I switch over, as I drop this hip with the same foot that's in front, and then I reach up. And then I walk my hands nice and slowly back. Perfect. Good. Let's finish off that one last one. Making sure the hands are active on the floor. Perfect. Good. And then we're gonna go into our quadruped position to do some scapular push-ups. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna go on all fours, wrist underneath that shoulder, knee right underneath that hip. We're just gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together and drive up. Keep the elbow as straight as you can get it. Shoulders away from ears, chin tucked towards the ceiling, core brace. So we don't want to be breaking at the hip and spilling that gut, okay? So we want to make sure that that bracing is happening. There's distance between the bottom of the rib and the top of the hip stays together. I want the whole palm of the hand on the floor. This is the movement we're looking for, right? Everything just at the shoulder blades from the back, pushing through. Good, another 10 seconds to go, guys. Steady at the top, give it a little bit of a pause once you get to the top, and then sink in, back up, alrighty? So once that's done, we're gonna grab our backpack, and we're gonna walk through our EMOM. Hi, Sheena. So grab your backpack if you're ready, and then we're gonna go straight into the workout. Like I said, it's gonna be 1 minute for 4 movements. The first movement is gonna be your body weight skater. So that's when we're jumping or lunging side to side. And then it's gonna be followed by your bent over backpack row, okay? And then we're gonna do a ground to overhead with the backpack. And then we're gonna finish it off with some plank lateral pulls. After that 4 minutes, we're gonna take 1 minute break. We're gonna reset. We're gonna go again. It's gonna be for 3 rounds today. Alrighty? When you do your skaters or your lateral lunges, it's your option if you wanna do it with the backpack or just go body weight. So you can go faster. If you want a little bit more resistance, then definitely have the backpack, but go slower. The goal is always to go movement quality versus quantity of repetition. Alrighty? So I'm gonna demo each one right now. So the first one is gonna be your skaters, and we're gonna do that for a minute. There's your skaters. Next one is gonna be your bent over backpack row. So from here, squeezing the shoulder blades together, we're gonna go into that hinge position to the belly, making sure that that bracing is happening at the core. So I don't wanna be rounded off and I don't wanna be hinged back, right? So I wanna be a neutral spine position, squeezing the shoulder blades together. That's gonna be your second movement. Third movement is gonna be your ground to overhead, hips, pushing that backpack towards the ceiling, okay? Hips come down, chest is higher than that shoulder, than that hip. Keep it up, breathing in, breathing out. That's the third movement. Fourth movement, you're gonna go into your tall plank position. Here, we're gonna pull that backpack across, nice and controlled. I want you to make sure you're maintaining that hip alignment. So we don't wanna be here, we don't wanna be here. We wanna be in that nice tall position, feet wider to keep us a little bit more of a base as we're pulling that backpack through. Alrighty, and then we'll take a minute break. So when you have your stuff set up, we're gonna go in about 5 seconds. Ready? Okay, so first one, skaters. 3, 2, 1, let's go. First minute into your skaters. You can go side to side, step, loading that front hip. You can use that back foot to touch and get your balance on. But the goal is to load the hip, right? As I come back with a little bit of a rotation from the chest. Breathing in. I want you to make sure that you're landing each step. Bring that foot down if you need to, okay? You have 20 seconds to go. Good, nice big steps. Get your balance. If you're ready, you can drive it up a little bit more. Again, we're looking for that quality of movement. We're going into that almost like a single leg lunge position, right? That's the same position that we're getting on each side. Okay, get ready, grab your backpack, and let's go. For your bent over roll, get into that nice hinge position, belly button, backpack to the belly button, squeezing the shoulder blades together, shoulder away from the ears. So I wanna make sure we're staying tall at the top there, keeping our spine nice and tall. If I want the backpack to touch the floor, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sink into my hip a little bit more, get a little bit more on the quads and the hips on this position, okay? Breathe in, big breath out. Breathe in, big breath out. Alrighty, so from the front, you have another 15 seconds to go, okay? So I want my hands to fall right where they drop. And then I bring it in, keep it nice and close to the ribs, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Alrighty, in 3, 2, let's go into your ground to overhead. So go wide on the feet. It's almost like a sumo squat, right? We're coming down, make sure the knee stays out, up, straight overhead. Okay, so the knee is still tracking that toe. I don't want us collapsing in at any point in time. Chest stays up. To get that bag on the floor, I want that hip to come down low, right? I don't want to be here. Puts a lot of pressure on that low back. So you got to make sure you make the big muscles work. Breathe in, big breath out. We're taking it straight to the ceiling. Biceps right by the ear. There's no need to look. You know where it's going, right? Tendency is we're going to do this. Okay, so we want to be straight up, stacked. Okay, so we're gonna push the floor away, straight up to the ceiling. That hip is coming right underneath that shoulder. We're not leaning back, like I said, and I don't want that hand forward. All right, so let's go into your plank position next, guys. Tall plank position. Hands can be closer together, feet wider, so it avoids any of that. Get it nice and tight. Big pull. So here we're just working on our anti-rotation, right? We're resisting that rotation from the pulling, right? So ideally, we don't want to be doing any of this, right? So from the side, I wanna make sure, keeping my here, right? As opposed to here, or dropping down. If this becomes too much, go down to the knee, no trouble at all there. But keep that shoulder active, wrist underneath that shoulder, shoulder away from ear so I can see your neck, and done. Good. Here we take a full minute break, catch your breath, grab some water, reset. So first round, usually you wanna start slow just to get the movement pattern down. By the second minute, we can start to pick it up as long as we're looking at the quality of the movement still, right? So we don't want that knee collapsing on the skaters. We don't want the knee caving in on the squats and then the back arching on the bent over, same as when we're on the floor and doing our planks. All right, so you have 20 more seconds. Grab some water. This is where we get our breathing back in. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really, really high, you're gonna pass out. 1 is kind of mellow and chillax. You want your recovery to be about a 4 and 5. Alrighty, get ready in 3, 2, 1. You're back into your skaters, team. Let's do this. So again, watching that knee, right? We don't want it collapsing in. Breathing in, breathing out. Steady on that breathing. And again, we don't have to go crazy, right? So smooth and steady is where we want to be. A minute is a long time to go fast, right? There you go, right? So from the side, I'm loading that hip, loading that hip. I can drive by twisting into that rotation, but make sure I'm landing nice and soft, making sure that knee is not driving forward. Okay, we want to make sure we're loading that hip again. This is what we're working on today. Here, we just want to stabilize. We don't want to be driving here. Alrighty, and let's go into your bent over row. Grabbing that backpack, breathing in, get into your hinge. So I still want that weight mid-foot on here. I don't want to be leaning back, and I don't want to be swinging forward. Okay, feet nice and even, just evenly distributed through the whole foot. Big toe, pinky toe, and heel all connected to the floor. Shoulders away from ears. And you can go fast only if you can keep that position. But go fast up, slow down, fast up, slow down, fast up, slow down. All right, so I want that hand to stay where it is. This is where you take a break. I don't want you guys taking a break here. Okay, if you need to take a break, you stand up tall, reset, and then we go again. 3 seconds, 2, and go into your ground to overhead. Ready? Touching the floor, up straight, up nice and tall, arms nice and straight towards the ceiling. Okay, if you have a heavier weight, that's when you use the hip to help drive that weight up. We don't want to be relying on the arms because the arms are going to tire before the rest of the body does. So we want to rely on that power from the hip to get that, help us get that weight overhead. Okay, so from the side, again, I want my hip lower than my chest, but everything moves as one. The backpack comes off the floor, the hip comes up, the chest comes up. Okay, we don't want that hip coming up first. Okay, so everything moves as one. Breathing in, big breath out. 3 seconds. 2, get into your tall plank position. Nice. Hands closer together will give you more of a tripod position. Posterior tilt into that. Chest nice and tall. Pulling in. Keep the hip as steady as you can get it. Resist that turning here. Okay? We're resisting that rotation. 30 seconds. If you need to take a break, down on your knee, go into your child's pose, reset, back up, okay? Because we're only doing it if we can maintain the position. We don't want to be collapsing at any point, because then we lose the purpose of the movement, right? Which is more of a core control. 5 seconds to go. Breathe. And done. Great. Here's your next minute rest. Catch your breath. Grab some water. We're gonna go one more round, and then we'll do a nice mobility work to finish the day off and send you out to do whatever it is you do at home with your family or for work. Alrighty? So, shake off, shoulders still feeling good. Make sure that we're in that tall plank position. That shoulder and that wrist is always in line. We don't want to start to go here or that hand coming up here. That's when the rotator cuffs have to work harder, and it's makes the workout a lot harder. You want to be getting that core to do most of the support for you, as opposed to just the shoulder. Alrighty, get ready. You have 7 seconds to go into our third round. This is where we can start to pick up the pace. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go back into your skaters. You can start to pick up the pace here. Ideally, the movement is now set in. That pattern is now set. You're remembering where you need to be loading, what that knee is supposed to be doing to help keep you stabilized. Once that becomes too much, you can go into your laterals if you want. Switching feet each time and reaching over. Feet together. If you still want that quality of movement, we're stepping nice and tall into it, okay? 10 seconds to go. You got it. Breathe. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and let's go into your bent over rows. Good. And still, we're looking at the quality of movement. If you want to break up your reps, by all means. Here's my 10th one. I come up, I kind of shake it off, make sure my core is still active. My low back is not participating in any way at all, because we want to protect it. We want the glutes, the hams, and the quads doing all that stabilizing work for us, along with the core to protect the low back. Again, weight stays mid-foot. I don't want to be shifting my weight forward or back. I want the big toe, the pinky toe, the heel, all fully connected to the floor. My chest stays up, shoulders away from ear, squeezing that shoulder blades. Can hold it a little bit longer here. Slow control coming down, and done. Let's go into your ground to overhead, team. All right, here we go. Ground, straight up to the ceiling, hips lower than the shoulder. Everything moves at one, right? So the bag comes off, same time my hip comes up and my chest comes up. So I want it to be as smooth as I can get it, right? At no point in time do we do this. That means it's all low back again. And we want the big muscles doing the work for us. That would be your hips, right? Glutes, hams, quads, pushing the floor away, straight up to the ceiling. Breathing in, big breath out, right? So from the front, I keep my chest up so I can look at you guys. But at the same time, I don't want my neck crank like this. I want to keep it in that position. Done. Last movement. Let's get into your plank. Lateral drags. Nice and tall. Slow it down. Keep that control on the hip. I'd rather just see 10 in good position rather than 20 and we're all over the place doing this. All right, come down to your knee, child's pose to reset if you need it. You have 30 seconds though. This is our last movement. Make sure that shoulder stays away from the ears. Wrist stays underneath that shoulder. That core is nice in that brace position. So I don't want to be spilling my gut down. I want to make sure we keep it nice and intact into that brace position. So we're here as opposed to here. That's the position we're looking for. 5 seconds to go. And in 3, 2, 1, done. Take your full minute's rest here. Catch your breath. Great work, team. We're gonna do a nice, easy mobility, sun salutation mobility, which is one of my favorites. I always say, you can use it for either as a nice way to kind of get you going, or a nice way to kind of set and reset midday, even right before bed, to kind of get the chatter in the brain to kind of slow down and really focus on the breathing. So grab your mat if you need it. I'm sure you will. I had a pair of dumbbells thinking we were going to use it, but I think the backpack was good enough. So I'm going to move those things out of the way. I'm going to do it facing you guys first, and then I'll turn my mat sideways so you can see it from the side as well. Alrighty, catching that breath, breathing right through it. Okay, we're gonna start. You can even go barefoot at this point, which is what I'm gonna do. Kind of just give me a little bit more of a connection with the floor. Give my feet a little bit more of a connection with the floor. Okay, so we're gonna start at the top of our mats. Big breath in, rolling that shoulder, capturing all that energy. We're gonna go into your forward fold, and then we're gonna go halfway up and then back down, hands on the floor. We're gonna step back, right foot, left foot into a tall plank. We're gonna come down into a low plank onto the floor, opening up into our up dog position. From here, we're gonna roll our toes in, go into our downward dog position. We're gonna go back into our mid plank. Right foot is gonna go in between the right hand and the left hand, and we're gonna reach up to the ceiling. And we're gonna bring that hand back down, come back into your tall plank position, switch legs onto your left foot this time. Breathing in, breathing out. And then breathe in as you come back down. Breathe out with the hands on the floor, step back. We're gonna go back down into our low plank, to up dog. Shoulders away from the ears, make sure we're staying active on those hands. Roll that toe into your downward dog. Here you can start to walk the dog, so bend one knee, straighten that one heel down towards the floor, and switch. Come back into your mid plank position. Right foot forward, left foot forward. We're gonna roll that spine down, up, nice and slow. Perfect, good. On the next one, I'm gonna do it from the side. We're gonna add a triangle position on it, okay? So again, breathing in, reaching up, forward bend, half lift, hands back down on the floor. We're stepping back into our tall plank, coming down to the low plank, onto our upward facing dog. So I don't want that shoulder collapsing here. I want to keep that shoulder active. Turn that toe in into your downward facing dog, sorry. And this is where I walk my heel down to the floor, get a little bit more stretch on the calves. Come back into my mid plank, right foot in between the hands. We're gonna breathe. Now this time, instead of bringing that hands down, I'm gonna straighten that front knee up. I'm gonna turn that back foot down. I'm gonna reach my hand forward and drive my front knee to reach into the, is this warrior one? I think it's warrior one. And then we're gonna come back up, turn that back foot forward, come back down on the floor, and we're gonna switch sides onto the left side, right? So breathing in, big breath, reaching up, Back down. Okay, we're gonna straighten that leg out, left leg out, dropping the right heel down, arms go up, and we're gonna reach that left leg forward. Get a nice stretch on the adductors there. Breathe and straighten that front leg back out. Turn that back on the toe. Hands back down on the floor. We're gonna step back, tall plank to low plank. Up, down dog. Downward facing dog. Come back into your tall plank. Left foot forward, right foot forward, and roll that spine down. Nice. So we're gonna do it one last time, okay? Just to kind of get it going. I'm gonna do it from this side this time, okay? So same thing, big breath, reaching up, coming down into a forward fold. Let that back release here. Halfway, fold up, back down, hands on the floor. We're stepping back into our tall plank, coming down to our low plank, to our upward facing dog. We'll take a little bit more, couple more breaths in each position, into your downward facing dog. Breathe right through that shoulder, into that hip, back into your tall plank, right foot forward. So I want this hip to come down. We're gonna lift up, reach. Back down. From here, we're gonna straighten that right foot again. Drop the left heel facing forward. Arms go up, reaching with that knee as it comes forward. And then we're gonna turn over and open up this adductor a bit more while we're reaching up to the ceiling. We're gonna come back into this position, straighten up that leg, pick up that back foot. We're gonna bring that hand back down and we're gonna switch legs. Right foot back, left foot forward. Drop that hip, breathing in, big breath out. Watch that that front knee doesn't collapse in, okay? Keep it nice and in line with that toe, tracking that toe out. From there, we're gonna straighten out that leg, turn that back toe out, arms go out, reaching forward with that front knee, and then we're gonna turn, same hand, left hand down, right hand up to the ceiling. Couple of breaths here. Relax the neck, come back up, straighten that leg, turn that back foot back on that toe, hands back on the floor. We're gonna step back into our tall plank position, back to our low plank position, up dog. We're gonna go into our down dog. And then from here, I want you to go back into your tall plank. We're gonna drop that knee and go into our child's pose. And just really catch your breath at this position. Breathing right through it. Nice. We're gonna take that right hand. We're gonna go about as wide as the mat this time. Take the right hand, walk it onto the left hand, and we're gonna sink into that shoulder. I'm gonna show you from the front. So my hands are nice and wide. Bring my right hand on top of my left. I'm gonna sink into the right shoulder, and I'm gonna swing it out to get a nice little stretch in the lats, around the armpits. Keep the bum close to the heel as much as possible, and breathing right through that. And then we're gonna move the right hand over, nice and wide again. Left hand this time on top of the right. Sink into that the left shoulder, and then swinging it out, getting that stretch in the left lat and the armpits. Couple of breaths there. We're gonna come back in the middle. We're gonna bring it up. And we're done. Great work today, team.